Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Management Through Moderation panel featuring the Coalition moderators. It's great to see you guys today. I hope you're having a great TwitchCon. My name is CohhCarnage. You guys mostly know me. I'm over at twitch.tv/CohhCarnage, and this is the phenomenal team that helps me run my channel every day. So before we begin, this panel is kind of designed to give you guys some insight on how we as a team run the channel. Now, most of these questions you all have heard me answer to some degree on stream probably, and more than a couple times in some cases. But today is all about these guys and how they kind of deal with the same stuff that I do and how they get around it. So without further delay, let's go ahead and go down the line and introduce ourselves.
So my name is the Boatman. I kind of manage our team right now. I handle all of our giveaway systems. I make sure that Co has everything he needs when we are at cons or when we're in channel. If any of our guys, we have mods up here, ask questions. That's kind of what I'm here for. I handle all of our training and I update our handbook.
Okay, my name is Triwar. I do all the art that is needed for the channel, basically, like overlays, YouTube stuff, anything in between. So that's me.
Hello, my name is Barry, Barry Carline on Twitch. I handle all of our infrastructure stuff, including the overlay development and the donation system and the tip system, and all sorts of various bits and pieces in between.
I'm Pal May. I've been mod probably longer than any of these guys here, so I've just been around a long time. I'm the old person on the...
One of our first.
Yeah. It's been a long journey and seen a lot of change, but I'm also kind of not really in charge of good vibes, but that's kind of one of my main deals. Plus, I help with the Coalition stream team at the moment.
And a lot of cons. So let's go ahead and we're just going to start going down a list of questions. You guys can jump in with any commentary you have, and we'll just kind of move on as we do. And the first question is, how can a streamer develop or learn about infrastructure to make their stream more professional?
Oh, it had to be me first. Well, I've been coding for a very, 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 very long time. I started at a young age being introduced to coding by my dad. And from there, I've just gone on and on and on. And now I'm coding things for Co and a lot of other streamers, which is quite cool. But from an infrastructure perspective, the easiest thing to do for a streamer in terms of getting on board with any sort of infrastructure is that you might find that you actually have a moderator or a channel community member who actually wants to help you out. And the easiest thing to do is basically hire a nerd, and the nerd will do it all for you, because as a streamer, you probably need to spend more time looking after your stream and actually streaming the game than trying to learn everything that you need to know about building infrastructure.
Very cool. So the next question we have, and we're going to just kind of dive into it today. These are kind of questions that, as a streamer, especially for any streamers watching or in here, these are things that are going to happen to your channel, and it's important that you have some kind of plan in place for when they do. If you're one of the lucky that don't, that's great. But in this case, how do you guys as a team handle moderators who have stopped being helpful without coming off as a bad person or alienating them, be it through less activity, through some type of new aggression or anything like that? What do you guys do about that?
Usually the first thing you need to do is just talk to them. Find out what's going on in their life that is causing them to be less active. Sometimes they're just busy. Sometimes work comes up. Sometimes they just lose interest in what your channel has going on, and maybe they just don't like the game you're playing right now, but you play a different game, and that's the best game ever on the planet, so they'll get active again. And then other times, you will have mods who just disappear. Handle that the best you can. If you can't get in contact with them, remember that a moderator tag in your channel does come with some security risk. So if you need to remove that, and when they come back, talk to them and say, hey, do you still want to be a mod? Is this something you're interested in? Then maybe reapply that tag at that time, but always protect your channel.
I think what Boatman's saying is that the most important part of any moderator team, whether it comes from the caster or the moderator or big time important community members that have been around for a while, is that communication is key from start to end.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So every channel goes through growth spurts, and sometimes those growth spurts can be very daunting for established mod teams when a channel goes from 50 to 500 viewers or 150 to 1,000 viewers. In our case, 5,000 viewers to 64,000 viewers for Fallout 4. How do you deal with a chat that gets to be more than you can handle? How do you maintain in our case, a safe for work environment with numbers averaging in some cases over 10,000.
Everyone's looking at me.
They're like, we do that?
It's like, yeah, really? No, the growth has been exponential in our channel, and you start off with just a few mods watching chat, and you're doing the best you can with it, and you realize that, you know what, you're going to need help. So you get a system in place where you can hire or add on new mods, and there are systems and rules in place so that they can quickly assimilate into your plan. And of course, we don't want to do sub mode in our channel as much as possible. So part of it is you have people who are there just strictly to watch chat, and then you have the infrastructure people. You have positions where their job is solely to watch chat. They don't do any of the background stuff. They don't do giveaways. They don't do, all the other stuff that some of the mods do. Is you have people and scheduling to make sure that there's coverage for every hour that there's going to be a stream, and you have a background system in place that says, okay, we're going to have coverage in the morning stream of this many people, or in the afternoon stream, I can't be there, who else can be there in my place, type things, so that you know that you're going to have adequate coverage, especially when you know when it came out, you knew that was going to be big, and you're going to have thousands of people there. Got a new release coming out that's, like Fallout 4, and you don't want to do sub mode if you can help it, because it ruins the chat experience. And you don't want to do slow mode if you can help it, because, the chat immersion is a little bit less. So part of it is just scheduling and making sure you have enough people to cover it.
In addition to that, having a solid set of rules that you enforce consistency helps. Our chat often rails people before we even have a chance to do anything about it. They know what the rules are. They like them that way. They're going to let other people know. So, if you consistently do it all of the time, then there aren't any questions. Now the rules are posted when you join the channel, but that wasn't always the case. And we still managed to have a safe for work chat because people understood that when they came in, it wasn't just insane. There wasn't just crazy spamming. There wasn't just emotes and ASCII all over the place. We handle 12 to 15,000 people oftentimes in our morning stream without slow mode, without sub mode, without, any other really modding tools than watching chat.
And outside of the ones we've created ourselves with
Correct.
our bots and stuff. But absolutely, and to kind of expand on that a little bit, it's really wild how many people come into our channel. And it's not that they're, this guy has so many viewers, he's view botting, but more like, this is one of the cleaner chats I've seen with this many people. Like, this is, this is not normal. And they get concerned and scared. But yeah, it's really kind of cool to see how much of an impact that type of moderating can have on a channel. And it's pretty awesome. You guys do a great job on it.
In addition to that, because we've got such clear set rules, it's very easy for us to build automated tooling which helps the moderators. It's like I know in a couple of panels they tend to talk a lot about automated bots doing the moderation and things. Because we've got such a clear set of rules, it makes it very easy for us to support the moderators that we have with this automated tooling.
Absolutely. So this next question is something that we've been developing for years, pretty much since our inception, but I kind of wanted to get your perspectives on it. What is the screening process that you guys use to pick new moderators? And is there any specific qualities when you guys are helping do that we look for when choosing moderators?
So picking new mods is kind of a nightmare situation, I think, really for any channel that needs them, because everybody always kind of wants to pick their friends, usually not the greatest choice. Your friends are going to want to do things that they think they can get away with, and isn't necessarily what's always going to be best for your channel. When we pick new mods, we have an application that Barry sets up, so there is a very clear-cut list of things that they have to agree to before they can even begin the application. So they then do that. They give us what their schedule is, and we're usually extra clear of what we're looking for. Most recently, we brought in junior moderators. There were 234 applications. We picked 5. We wanted them to have high weekend availability. We wanted them to have active chat lines. So usually what the process is they apply one, then we have to filter that number of applicants because we want people to actually be a part of our community before we smack a mod tag on them. So we take a number of tokens that we think is relative to their time in our channel. This time it was 12,000. Generally, you can earn about 1,000 tokens a month in our channel, so that's basically a year's worth of solid activity in our channel in order to get to the point of being considered a moderator. I then took all of those numbers, which I think it was 28, around there, 28. That dropped the list from 234 to 28, and individually went through their chat lines for like the past 6 months. I wanted to see what they did. Who did they talk to? How did they talk to them? Did they help people? Did they run commands when mods couldn't? Or was it just inter-spam? Was it nothing? We had people who had 20,000 tokens who literally had never talked in the channel.
We had people apply for moderation with really well written out documents that had said 3 things in chat for the last year. So it's cool and we appreciate it, but definitely looking for a bit more activity.
Absolutely. So once we get past that point where I've individually gone through every single one of their chat lines for the past 6 months, I make a list, a short list. So that number 28 then becomes 8. And then we vote. All of us vote. Even Co.
Although I do make it clear that this vote is more important than what I would vouch for. And mainly that's because the person that they bring into the team has to work well with the team. It's much more important that a new moderator, when you add it to your group, is not just a friend of yours that you know, but someone that is going to work well with all the existing members that are already putting in some cases, hundreds of hours to help you maintain the channel. In some cases, it's even significantly more important that they get along better with you guys than me. So,
there have been times where we have had moderator friction. I think all mod teams deal with that. We deal with it the best we can, but at the end of the day, we all have to work with each other a lot. So it's important that as we're working with one another, we get along with our personality types. Some are stronger than others. Some, when they're filling out their applications, you kind of get a good idea of what they want. We also, most of us get tipped out by Co, which is an unusual thing in moderation. Almost all of you guys who mod don't get tipped in any manner. You get a thank you sometimes. So, so you have to consider that we are actually doing work and we're being compensated in some manner for that as well. We just recently brought in junior mods who don't, but they still have requirements. We still expect them to mod 40 hours a month. They don't have to do giveaways. All they have to do is watch chat. But all of our senior mod team do have other requirements. They have to work back end. It's metric. We keep numbers on all this stuff because we need to be able to evaluate. It's like a job.
It is a job.
Yeah, for sure. And in some cases, a lot of times you've heard a few times in the panel how they've mentioned that they do more than just watching chat. At this point, we have a full API backend, a giveaway system that has to be monitored, giveaways that have to be followed up on, because in most cases, everyone has X time to claim, and that's an entire backend process. They have multiple queues to monitor, including store queue, token commands, welcome messages that all are updated in real time. The Curse client also gets watched. The Steam client also gets watched. It's a lot more than just watching chat. So it's becomes a much bigger deal. And in a lot of cases, one of the reasons that we have junior and senior mods, a lot of training goes into all of that stuff. It's not something you can kind of learn overnight. And all these systems, well, probably 80 to 90% of our systems are custom systems that we've made. And many streamers have their own solutions to this kind of stuff or use very well-made kind of public systems. And in which case, you'll have to train your new mods on those as well, how you do it, how you want it to kind of show, and things of that nature. So